It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, somebody reached out to me and they said, Ray, what do you think about these leaders that are trying to put, like collars on their employees that are working remote, kind of like a dolphin in the ocean? They got to know everything they're doing all the time, and they say things like, well, we want to just know where they're at, so if we have to allocate workflow, we know where these people are at. Well, I think it's stupidity, and I think those leaders ought to ask themselves a simple question. When these same employees were working in the office, did you know what they were doing every waking second of the day? Probably not. Did you send them emails and ask them to do something, and they either did it or they didn't? If they didn't, well, they probably had some repercussions. Did they not have a job description which told them what to do while they were in the office? They either did it or they didn't. What's the difference, my friends? Now they're working remote. Here's what I think's missing. It's not about putting a collar on them like a dolphin in the ocean. It's about giving them a damn job description. If their job duties change because they went from the office to working remote, make sure they have a new job description. And then just let them do the job. Because, my friends, it's not 1950. It's not even 1990 or the year 2000. It's the year 2020. And in 2020, it's going to take flexibility from leadership to allow their workers to work anywhere they want. What the leaders have to pay attention to is the worker delivering content, delivering services to me, the company, at or above the company's expectations. And if they are, why do you really care when they did it, how they did it? Because, folks, here's the reality. Hire ethical and moral people. Hire people that'll put more pressure on themselves than you ever would. And then they can work remote just fine. But nobody can do what's expected of them without a clear job description. So it's not about tagging them like the dolphin in the ocean. It's about giving them a job description and then leaving them alone and letting them do their job. I'm going to end my time like I always do. Status quo is the killer of all that will be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.